Germany going to leave the Schengen area? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a topic that has been in the news recently when we talk about open border zones, especially in the European Union. Basically, I'm sure you've seen recently, a couple of days ago, Germany announced that it's going to be closing their borders for a time period of 6 months as a strategy to tackle illegal migration. And in today's video, I'm going to be explaining what that means and how it impacts you as an EU citizen. So according to foreignpolicy.com, Germany is going to introduce temporary border controls with the following nations: France, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Belgium and Denmark for a period of 6 months. Now, they haven't yet announced currently, as I'm recording this, that they're going to introduce border control with Poland or Austria. However, perhaps they will do down the line. Now, there are a lot of people praising this whole idea of Germany closing their borders because finally they're going to tackle illegal migration. And I'm all for a country having a secure border. If a country wants to introduce border control to keep their country safe, then by all means have border control if you want to have a secure border. However, I actually don't see this as a very good thing because I feel like this is another case of bureaucracy that's going to impact EU citizens or people who are there legally more than people who are there illegally. What I mean by that is basically Germany, if you know anything about geography, is quite a central country to Europe. Now, there are a lot of people who travel through Europe. You know, they go from France to Italy to Poland, to Greece, but pretty much Germany is going to pop up on that list that they either have to stop at or travel through. Now, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to travel if there is border control. Now, yes, if you show up at the German border and you have an EU passport, chances are they're going to look at it, look at you, verify that you're the same dude, and then let you through. However, if you're going to join a border-free zone, fine, join a border-free zone, but they don't introduce border control. I have a strong feeling the article also states that Turks, Middle Easterners and Africans will not be allowed into Germany even if they have a visa. Now, that to me doesn't make any sense. I have no idea where that came from, because if a Turkish citizen or an Emirati citizen, if we're talking about Middle Easterners, they have a valid visa to go to Germany, then that would be very asinine if suddenly they get denied entry even though they have a visa. You hear that all the time with the United States. You never really hear that in Europe. So to me, that doesn't make any sense. If someone does have a valid visa and they are going to the country legally, why on earth should they be denied entry? They have gone through legally. This whole strategy is to face illegal migration, yet from what I understand, this is mainly impacting people who are going to the country legally. You know, for me, I question everything that I see, and personally, when I read that Germany will close its border for 6 months to face illegal migration, I'm going to be very frank. I don't believe that this is the primary purpose. I think this is just another example of Germany. You know, leave it to Germany. They're quite famous for being bureaucratic anyway. Leave it to them to come up with another case of utter bureaucratic nonsense, frankly, because having border control between Luxembourg and Germany, what major difference is that going to do realistically? And also, I'm not going to lie, right? The people who are driving on the main highways, I was just on the main highway in Germany. Now, I look at the cars, a lot of Austrians, a lot of Poles, you know, some Lithuanians even, you know, a lot of trucks that are coming from the Baltic countries. So I really don't know how this is going to tackle illegal migration whatsoever. It doesn't seem to make any sense in my opinion. I really do believe that this whole thing, if they actually go through with it for the next 6 months, it's going to be a lot more painful and bureaucratic for EU citizens. Ironically, you know, if you're an Austrian and you're in France and you want to drive back to Austria, well, all right, yes, maybe you could go through Italy now, but it would probably be easier and shorter for you to go through Germany. But now if there's border control on the French side, then look, I'm not saying that it's the end of the world per se. All I'm saying is it just seems to be a bunch of nothing that's going on pretty much. It seems to be just another example of compliance nonsense to me, frankly. You know, like I said, I'm all for a country having a border. If they want to have border control, by all means. Slovenia has border control. I don't have a problem with that. My problem comes in with the fact that these countries have joined a border-free zone. So if you're going to agree to join an area that has no border control, don't start introducing border control after under a guise of some other routes. All in all, do I think that Germany is going to close their borders? Yes. Do I think the primary reason is to face illegal migration? No, not at all. In my opinion, based upon what I have read, I believe this is just another case of them being bureaucratic. And I'm not too fond of this because I have a prediction that this is going to be a lot more painful for European Union citizens than it would be to anyone who's entered the Schengen area illegally. Let me know what you think about this whole new policy that Germany has introduced. Do you agree with my points in this video? Do you have a different perspective? Are you for Germany having border control? Perhaps let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, you can click right here and subscribe for this information on YouTube. And if you want to follow me on my other social media, you can follow me on Instagram, X, and Rumble. That will be linked down below in the description.